Let's get some perspective with trial and jury consultant Carolyn Koch. Thanks so much for being with us, Carolyn. I wonder why you think the defense declined to cross-examine Cassie Ventura's mother. Is that a good strategy?
Well, I think most people would agree you don't want to poke the mama bear. No good will come of it. And they probably want the jurors to forget about her testimony as quickly as possible, is my guess.
And so knowing what she said there, something that was a little hard to forget, when you think of someone's mom having to take out a home equity loan to pay $20,000 to Combs, who clearly did not need the $20,000, right? He was making a point if this is how this happened. How does a jury look at something like that, which can be seen as, that can certainly be an emotional point, an emotional data point. How do they look at that and then later plug it into whatever or not charges are before them?
Well, nothing is looked at in isolation with a jury. So there's big things in this trial, like the video of him assaulting her in a public place with a towel on. And then there's little things in this trial, even something little as, a male witness crying on the stand who wasn't in a romantic relationship with Diddy. So the fact that alleged acts are taken against Ventura's mother, other satellite people outside of the relationship, I think it really harms the defense theory that this is, a private relationship, domestic violence. It's really about violence. The domestic part, usually doesn't extend to friends and family and employees. And so I think that's going to be a big problem for the defense. And I think the defense knows that they were dealt a pretty bad hand when they were hired to defend this case. They're stuck with the facts that they have.
Another interesting bit of testimony from yesterday came from David James. Actually, he finished his testimony earlier today, and he is the assistant to Sean Combs, former assistant, who says that he helped to orchestrate some of these set up sexual encounters between Combs, Ventura, and escorts. One of the things that I think the prosecution was trying to make clear here was to their effort to press on the racketeering charge is that this was part of a business deal, in part because he was reimbursed in the things that he purchased by Bad Boy Records. I wonder how impactful you think that testimony was in the grand scheme of things.
Well, again, I think it's part of that mosaic. It's all these pieces start to add together and really build this picture. Even just listening, before I was on the air, that the $20,000 is to be paid to Bad Boy Records, and he's even willing to call his business "I'm a bad boy," and with the money, and then the women and the record deals. It does seem very inextricably linked to his business and his employees and his security detail and his kingdom. So it's all part of that very big picture filled with lots of details that don't really shout out free will.
Carolyn Koch, great to get your perspective. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.